So it was spring 2005. I remember that year because I was a senior in my undergraduate coursework and was excited to be finishing up soon, graduating with my bachelor's degree. So there was a lot of potential there, had a lot of questions as far as what I was going to do next, but still kind of in that in between, God, what is my purpose? I want to know that I am still in your will. What plans do you have for me? So there was a choir that I had been a member of throughout my duration in college, and every spring break we go on a spring break trip. So that particular year we were going on a spring break trip, first to Miami, Florida, and then on to the Bahamas. So at that point I was children's ministry leader, so it was kind of working to plan everything for that. And we set off, we got to Miami, and that went well. We were able to minister, did great, and so then we headed on to the Bahamas. And I remember the first day that we got there, that evening we went to a nursing home and we're just there to sing and minister with the residents that were living there. And after that, it was so pretty just being there on the island. I kind of took a step aside from everyone, and I remember just going and reflecting and speaking with God and saying, God, you brought me here to this point. What is it that you would have for me? I want to make sure that, you're leading and that I'm being able to ascertain where you're leading me to. And I just remember feeling such a deep peace that I had never felt before. And then that very next day, that morning, we were going to head to a nearby elementary school just to kind of talk with the children, sing some songs, all of that. So the choir was heading out and we're kind of going out in groups. It was close enough to where we were staying where we were actually going to be walking. So for those of you who are going to be viewing this and you're from the islands, as you know, they drive on the opposite side of the road than we do here in the States. So groups were crossing the street, everything was going fine. And the group that I was walking with, we decided to go ahead and stop. We looked both ways. And I was kind of a little bit ahead of everyone else. And so I started looking. Actually, the traffic on either end was stopped to let our groups cross. So as we saw that they were stopped, we headed out. I was a little bit ahead. And the next thing I know, I am on the ground, and my friends are rushing over to my side, and they're saying, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I'm just stand up, I kind of brush myself off, and I'm like, what happened? So it turns out that there was someone who was riding in a moped, and they got frustrated at having to wait. So they overtook some of the traffic, and he hit me dead on. So I didn't see it, didn't see him coming, don't remember it at all. But the aftermath of it was just astounding because I really just remember being in my right mind, being able to cross back over to the street, and the individual that was driving the moped actually was knocked unconscious and was just still lying on the ground. So long story short, just through that whole ordeal and knowing that my life could have been taken away in a very instant, and I never would have known, obviously, been prepared or anything, but in talking with God that evening before, and just in knowing the peace that I felt that He was still with me, and then in having my life being spared the next day, just really reassured to me that God still had a work for me to do, and He still has a work for me to do. And if you are sitting here watching this testimony, you're still alive, you still have life, breath in your body, God has a work for you to do as well. And so I would just encourage you, just continue to seek Him, continue to pray and ask for guidance. Even in the little things of life, He'll reveal Himself to you if you're willing and if you're ready to listen. So my name is Kim, and this is my testimony.